We have understood on a very high level that what is React and why most of the big organizations are using React to build their UI. And we have also talked about the reason behind that React is very fast, and that is virtual DOM. So don't forget to check out those videos. Hey, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nisha Singla, and in today's session we are going to learn how we can set up React projects so that we can learn the features and build the project using React. So without any further ado, let's get started. So in my previous video, I have already talked about the official website for ReactJS, and that is this reactjs.org, and you need to visit this website for any React update. Documentation is also very well designed. You can see all the concepts are very well explained here, and these all concepts we are going to discuss in this React series. So don't forget, you can bookmark this URLs because frequently you need to visit this one if you are learning React or working on React. Now to set up React project, React team suggests to use a tool that is called Create React App. To create React application, we need to set up build tools like webpack and Babel, and these tools are required because React uses a syntax called JSX to write the code, and we all know that browser only understand HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So these build tools are required because React JSX syntax is a language that browser doesn't understand, and to run React application, then we need to convert the code written in JSX into something which browser can understand, and that is JavaScript. So these tools will help. And if you are going to set up all these things on your own, then it would be too tough and time consuming. So instead of doing that manually, each framework and library has given their own tool that will help us to set up any project where everything is pre-configured and hidden so that you can focus on the code and not on building tools. So if you have worked on any other library or framework, for example Angular, so Angular has given their own tool that is called Angular CLI tool to set up the project. In a similar manner, React has given a tool that is called Create React App. So in the documentation also, you can see here in the installation part we have Create React App. This tool basically helps you to install or set up any React project. So we can say that Create React App is a tool to create single page React application that is officially supported by the React team. So the script creates the necessary folder and files for launching and running the React application in the browser. So this allows you to focus on coding your application without having to bother with build configurations. So let's set up React project using Create React App. So in this official website, you can see the Create React App will be available if you have at least this configuration. Node should be at least of this 14 version, and npm should be at least greater than equal to 5.6. So please make sure that you have at least these versions installed on your machine. Now if you see the command to set up any React project using Create React App, there is a command, right? And here if you notice that we have npx, but if you remember in my previous video we have talked about npm. So don't get confused like is it a type or something. npm is different and npx is different. Although we can use npm here also to install Create React App globally, and then we can use this, but instead of that npx is recommended. So if I talk about npm and npx, npm stands for Node Package Manager, where npx stands for Node Package Execute. And npx, you don't need to install anything to work with npx. npx comes by default with npm version, as I told you. So please make sure that you have these version installed. I will not go in detail about npx here. If you want me to create separate video to explain the difference between npm and npx, do let me know in the comment section. As of now, we can say that npx is an npm package runner that can execute any package that you want from the npm registry without even installing that package. Whenever you use npm command to work with any package, that package first of all you have to install globally or locally depending on your project requirement in your machine, and then only you will be able to use that package. But npx directly use npm registry to execute the package. In that case you don't need to install that package in your machine. So create React app, which will not use frequently to set up, right? We just set up 1 or 2 times depending on our project, and then we just work on the project. So we don't need to install that create React app on your machine. So in this case, React team recommend to use Npx instead of Npm. But if you want to go with Npm, still you can do that. In that case, first you have to install create React app globally in your machine with the command of npm create react app -g, and then you can use this create react app tool to create any project. But as of now, I will go with whatever is recommended by the team, and we will simply follow all the steps. So you just need to use this command to set up the project. So now let's get started. Flip to your editor, and as of now I have this empty folder React app. You just need to open terminal here, and I'm going to use npx create react app and the name of your project. So if I say React app, it will create a folder with the name of React app. That will basically your project name. So you can give it any name as per your need. Just hit enter, and then create React app will set up your project and configure everything that is required to start development on React. You don't need to do anything manually. It might take some time in the beginning, but let's see. So here you can see it is installing some packages like React, React DOM and React scripts. These are something required packages so that you can use React and React DOM, and other tools like Babel and webpack that are configured inside this React scripts package. So now you can see, once you get this message at the end, it means your npm project setup is done. Okay, and it is also guiding you what you need to do next. So here if you scroll a little bit up, you will see it will tell you about your directory also, like what commands you can use. You can use npm start to start your development server. You can use build command, test command and eject command. I will talk about these commands in some time, but as of now you can see our setup is done. So the first step is you need to move inside this directory and just run npm start so that our development server can start and we can see something on browser. Okay, that will be your default React app. Okay, so that will be the default UI which this CRA tool has created for us. So let's just follow these steps, right? So here we can say cd react app, and I can say here npm start. You can see in behind the scene npm start is running React scripts start. Okay, so we can see our development server is starting on this localhost 3000. So this is something which you can see on the browser. This is our React project, which is coming by default with the CRA installation. We didn't did anything as of now. So this is a default component, you can say, that is created in React, which is rendering here. I will talk about this from where it is coming, although they have mentioned it very clearly like edit src app.js. It means this screen is coming from this file. So let's see how it is coming and how my component is rendering on the browser. But as of now, I hope the setup part is clear. All you have to do, you just need to use create react app tool, which you can use with npx command instead of npm, and that will automatically create this directory structure for you. You don't need to do anything manually. Okay, now let's understand its directory structure, and then I will talk about from where that UI is coming, right? That is the main point. Here you can see, if I talk about React app, we have 3 folders and we have few files here. So as of now, every file and folder is not required for us because we are on the very initial stage of learning, right? So we will focus only on those files which are important for now, but on the high level, I can quickly give you overview. README is something we all know, like README is a file. Basically, it is important when you push your code on GitHub. So whatever information you want that anyone will refer your repo, what information should be displayed to them, it is mentioned here. Okay, so we are not dealing with GitHub as of now, so we are not going to edit this file. Package.json is important because in this file, all the dependencies which my React project is using is mentioned here. So dependencies here, you can see these are the packages which we have, and these are the scripts that we have that currently I'm using. So as of now, we have these three packages: React, React DOM, and React Script. React, of course, we are using React classes. For that, we have React DOM. To whatever React component we are going to use, that we use virtual DOM, right? Virtual DOM need to be rendered on the real DOM. It should be synced with the real DOM. So those rendering will be done with the help of React DOM package. I have talked about these in the previous video where I have explained how virtual DOM works. So if you still have some confusion, you can visit that video. And now if I talk about React script, so although you can't see Babel or webpack listed as a dependency in this package.json file, right? So create React app still use Babel and webpack under the hood. So it's just that the configuration are hidden from you inside this create React script package. So when you look into the package.json file of this package, you can go to the node module folder, and I can quickly show you. If you go to the node module folder, you will find this React script. So if you open this package, if you open its package.json file, here you will find something. Here you can see the Babel configuration is here. ES linting is there. All the loaders are defined here, and webpack configuration are here. So all the configuration that is required to run this React application, those packages are configured inside this package, and that is completely hidden from the main package.json file. So to run all the scripts that you can see here, internally React script package is responsible for that. So if you want to start your development server, there also we have React script. There is a build script also. Build script, basically it will start the process of creating the production ready React app for you. Mostly it does the same step as a start command, except that it sets the build environment to production. Okay, so as of now we are not handling with the production build, so we are not going to run this command. But yes, once your project is ready, you want to run your production build, there we will use this build command. Test command basically used to run any test script that you have written using jest package, right? So if you are handling test cases, there you will use this script. The last command is eject. Eject is used to remove the dependency on React script and expose the build tool and configuration for you to modify. If you want to do some customization with this React script, so if you want that all those dependencies which are inside this React script, you want to remove that, you want all the configuration should come inside your project, and instead of hiding it from you, let's visible in your project, in that case you can run this command, which is not recommended at this point of time, because once you run this command, there is no way you can undo that. Okay, so you are not going to touch this one for sure as of now. So this is about your package.json, and we all know that package.lock is also there. So these two files we are not going to touch as of now. Git ignore is something again we are not going to touch, because this is also related to GitHub. If you are pushing your code to GitHub, and if you want this certain file should not move to GitHub, in that case we use this file. So as of now we are not dealing with GitHub, so we are not going to touch this file. So now all files are done, and we have 3 folders. So we all know all the dependencies that we have in the package.json file that are going to store in the node module folder. So that is also we are not going to touch. Now we are left with only 2 folders, and that is public folder and src folder. So public folder is something where you will be having your index.html file. Okay, this is the public file, and other than that we have just favicon or some images that you can see on the browser, or favicon or some manifest file. So these files, although not required for now, if we are not using this UI, then definitely we can get rid of these images or this favicon. The main file here is index.html file. Index.html is the file where you will be having your complete HTML structure. So this file is also very straightforward. So inside this body tag, you can see we have only one div which is empty, and that have an ID of root. Okay, as of now, if you want to read these comments, you can read that, but for now I'm just deleting that so that the code looks little simpler for you. And in the head section also you can see there are some meta tag, favicon link is there, and you have manifest link. So these are also not required as of now, but this is the head section, so you can just hide this one for now. So inside body, you can see we don't have anything very important which you can see on the browser. So we don't have anything as such HTML which we can see on the browser. We have simply a div, and that is also empty. So this is all we have in the index.html file. So this is about the public folder. In the public folder, we can see as of now we have only index.html, which is important, but we are not going to edit this file. So most of the time we are going to spend, which is in the src folder, because this folder basically handles my development, because this folder is responsible for my UI. Whatever you see on the UI, that will come from this folder. So let's talk about this one. Now in the src folder, the first important file is index.js file, because this is the entry point of my React application. So if you open this file, and what it is, how it is working, I'm going to explain in the next video in detail. As of now, you just need to understand some linking on the high level. Okay, you don't need to understand every syntax, because by time it will make sense. In this case, we are doing only a very small thing, like with the help of React DOM.render, we are rendering some component which is inside this app file. And now if you can relate it, it is also mentioned that if you want to edit this screen, you need to edit this app.js. It means app.js is a file which contains my React component. So what we are doing, we are rendering app component on the DOM wherever we have this root ID. Okay, so what we are doing, we are saying in the index.html file, find out any container which has an ID of root, and in that container render my app component. So I hope this file is also clear on a very high level, right? So now the next file that you need to understand for now, and that is app file. So let's move inside this app.js. So this is something is important. App.js is your first React component, which is by default created by Create React App Tool, and that is also giving you some HTML that is rendering on the browser. So here if you want, let me edit something here and let's see whether it is displaying on the browser or not. So let's say learn React with Nisha and save the changes, and when you move to the browser, these changes should visible. So it means this screen is coming from this app.js. Now what is this? As this file is app.js, it means it is a JavaScript file, but can you see we are writing some HTML code here. So this is not a straightforward JavaScript, and we cannot write HTML inside JavaScript like this. It is not even wrapped into a string, right? So this syntax is something called JSX. So React used JSX to build the UI. What is JSX, how it works, and why we are not writing vanilla JavaScript? We are going to cover all these things in detail in a separate video, and that will be the next video. But as of now, you can understand that whatever you are write inside React to render the UI, that syntax is JSX. But still, if it makes you confused, you can get it from this one. And you can write something, your own code like h1, and say let's learn React with Nisha. Okay. So when you save the changes and go back, you will notice my complete UI is changed. Whatever I have written there, it is visible here. So this is my React component. So this is the component. This is called functional component because I have created a simple function. You can also create class-based component. What is class-based component, functional component? Everything we are going to learn in detail in the upcoming sessions. But as of now, you can understand this app.js is my one component which will act like an entry point for me because that is configured in the index.js. So whatever component you have in the index.js, this is my root component or the entry component, you can say. All the other components that we are going to design or build in the upcoming sessions, that will render within this app component as a child component. So this is a simple tree-like structure that we all know, right? But this is how this file is working. Other files are also there, like CSS file is there and its testing file is also there, right? So that is a very straightforward file. and by time we are going to visit all these files in detail. So as of now, for this session, I want you to understand how to set up the React project using Create React App. And once the project is set up, you must know about the scripts that you have and what packages they are installing. And if someone asks you where is the Babel and webpack, we cannot see in the package or JSON, but it doesn't mean that React is not using it. Is using it under the hood inside this React script package. And we have index.html file which must have some container. Inside this container, I'm going to render my React component with the help of React DOM.render function, which takes two parameters, the component which you want to render and where you want to render. And after that, it makes sense. It will call your app component. This is a root component. Whatever you write inside the return, it is not a simple HTML or JavaScript. This is called JSX. And we are going to learn about JSX in the next video. I hope that setup part is clear. And if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. This is all for today, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and keep learning.